guess we...
Yes, we do.
Hey, guys. I want to interrupt.
Well, you got it, boy.
Get him out. Back up! Wait, come on.
You want your walk?
You're okay.
Damn it! Cut!
You're okay.
Oh, really?
I'm so proud.
Evening, my fellow citizens. The orders of the court in the case of Meredith versus Fair are beginning to be carried out. Mr. James Meredith is now in residence on the campus of the University of Mississippi. This has not been accomplished thus far without the use of National Guard or other troops, and it is hoped that the law enforcement officers of the state of Mississippi and the federal marshals will continue to be sufficient in the future. All students, members of the faculty, and public officials in both Mississippi and the nation will be able, it is hoped, to return to their normal activities with full confidence in the integrity of the American law. In this case, in which the United States government was not until recently involved, Mr. Meredith brought a private suit in the federal court against those who were excluding him from the university. A series of federal courts all the way to the Supreme Court repeatedly ordered Mr. Meredith's admission to the university. I deeply regret the fact that any action by the executive branch was necessary in this case, but all other avenues and alternatives, including persuasion and conciliation, had been tried and exhausted. Had the police officers of Mississippi been used to support the orders of the court instead of deliberately and unlawfully blocking them, had the University of Mississippi fulfilled its standard of excellence by quietly admitting the applicant in confidence with what so many other southern state universities have done for so many years, a peaceable and sensible solution would have been possible without any federal intervention. I recognize the present period of transition and adjustment in our nation's Southland is a hard one for many people. Neither Mississippi nor any other southern state should be charged with the accumulated wrongs of the last 100 years of race relations. There is, in short, no reason why the books on this case cannot now be quickly and quietly closed in the manner directed by the court. Let us preserve both the law and peace, and then healing those wounds that we are within, we can turn to be a greater crisis that are without and stand united as one people in our pledge to man's freedom. Thank you and good night.
I see this world's changing, Marshall.
Yes,
Ain't
it
for better.
has. How does it feel to be beaten trying to get into Ole Miss?
Well, you see, getting into Ole Miss was a struggle, and being beaten was just the worst experience in my life, because as an African American, getting beaten, well, you don't really like that at all.
How did you feel about that?
I felt pain and misery, and I felt like I would never be accepted in America.
So how did that feel when you did get accepted into Ole Miss?
It was the best experience in my life, because when I got accepted into American life, I felt like I was a real American, because when you feel like a real American, you feel like you can do anything. And when you can do anything, you have many opportunities.
Okay, so Marshall Bishop, the whole world wants to know, what made you decide to stand up in front of that crowd of rioters and help James Meredith?
Well, it wasn't right for him to be beaten, even though he's black. He still needs to be treated like a white person, but even though he's not white. Does that make sense?
It does make a little sense, but can you clarify any further?
No, I can't.
Alright. What's your standpoint on the blacks being accepted into the University of Mississippi?
Everybody needs an education, like, cause whites just can't be the only ones going to college and getting these good jobs. Black people need to get jobs too.
Alright, that does make sense. What made you decide to become a federal marshal in the first place? Was it this specific reason to help the civil rights movement, or what was it?
My father was a marshal, and I just wanted to be one too.
Alright. Hello, Mr. Pablo Castro. Can you tell me what your job is at the University of Mississippi?
I work janitor at Ole Miss. I came from Cuba.
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 Okay.
I came from
All
Cuba.
right. What exactly do you do as a janitor?
Me, I clean hallways. I clean hallways. Yes.
In the hallways?
Yes.
Can you tell us what happened when James Meredith was attacked by rioters?
All I saw was I saw a group of students and like I saw the group of students get up against and this. It was a sea of white, and all I saw was just a black spot in the middle, and it was horrible. You know, it made me feel like America attacking Cuba. But yeah,
Do you think there was anything you could have done to help prevent that situation?
no, because I'm colored too. They would consider me colored, and it'll be bad. It'll be very bad. Gracias. So, Blake, I heard that you were one of the few people that were actually there at Ole Miss during the time of integration.
Yes, sir, I was.
Now, how was it?
Pretty fun. Ain't nothing like being a black boy out the school.
Well, there's a picture here that shows that you were one of the few that decided to throw rocks at him.
Yes, sir, I was. I'll admit to that. Ain't my school.
Ah.
My little sister goes there with me. She ain't supposed to deal with it.
Well, sir, what is your reaction to James' integration?
I think we should lynch him.
Well, that's been a real eye-opening, Blake.
I would hope so. He deserves to be lynched. As a matter of fact, mess with all your color folks. All y'all deserve to be lynched. Ain't none of you should be in this state. Ship your ass back to Africa, you ask me.